For the next guy, another wing-sized prospect, which again I think are going to be in pretty high demand in this draft, and that's David Roddy, a 6'6" wing, Colorado State. He's a little bit older as well. He's just turned 21 a couple of months ago. A junior from Colorado State as a wing player. He averaged 19 points per game. He shot an astonishing 44% from three, but 69% from the line. So we have this discussion all the time. Which one of these is real? Is he a good shooter, or is he a shooter that got lucky on sample size this year and his free throw shooting tells us more about where he lies in the NBA?
Yeah, it's a boring answer, but I'd say somewhere in the middle. But the way that I'd hedge that is that I don't necessarily view him as a wing. I kind of view him more as like a big or like a four. Like, think more of like the Grant Williams type player. And the reason is because if you watched him at Colorado State, you'll know that he's built like a brick house. Like, he is super, super strong, but he's 6'6", so really strong, but has that long wingspan at like 6'11 and a half. So kind of I'm not saying he's not going to be Draymond Green at all, but kind of got that body type with like the stocky build, the long arms, where you hope he can provide just a little rim protection, but also switch across multiple positions. That's kind of the big sales pitch with him. And then that, if he's playing the 4 or 5, the other team's not going to have one of their better defenders on him. But can he hit enough open threes like we've seen with Grant Williams, where the Bucks kind of left him? They're like, you can beat us if he makes threes, and Grant Williams made enough. And frankly, I think he's good enough to do that. I don't think, again, he's not quite the level of player of Grant Williams, certainly not Draymond Green, but just in that archetype of a player with those tools defensively that can play the four, maybe even in spurts, try to play a little of that small ball 5 due to his strength, and then hit open threes offensively.
Because he's got that I guess reverse problem. Is it he shot 44% this year, but last year he shot 28%, but last year he also shot 79% from the line. So you look at his numbers last year and go, oh, okay, well, he shot well from the line. Maybe he can be a better three-point shooter. And then he did become a better three-point shooter and became a worse free throw shooter. So it's sort of a little bit all over the place. But the free throw, also the three-point shooting, is relatively low volume. Like, he only made 1.5 a game this season and 0.7 per game last year. But he's played pretty decent minutes across all 3 seasons there for Colorado State. And yeah, it's probably more of a second-round prospect, would you say, Sam?
Yeah, I'd say probably anywhere from like 45, honestly, through the end of the draft. Once you get past a certain point, it's kind of team's preference. Going to see more international guys come off the board, so it's hard to predict, but I would say I'd be surprised if he goes in the first round.